Hey, Beez, I see you doing your thing, bro.
Hey, you could give me a spot.
Beez, you doing your thing. I see you.
Man, you're supposed to be on my team. Oh, I got a cramp. I got a cramp.
Yo, Beez, yeah, you doing your thing, baby.
Help me. But now, let's get it going over here. Happy Monday. What is going on? What is good, everybody? What is good? Happy Monday. Oh, you know my patented, gotta get the beard right. I just took a nice shower right before here because I needed to freshen up. Feeling like my allergies been messing me up. So if you hear me sniffling a little bit today, just excuse me for it. But the show must go on. So y'all already here. There it goes. Y'all hear that? There we go. What's good? What's good? Rhea, One Life for Life. What's good? I see you. I see all your posts and things. I love it. What's good, anybody? Everybody on Facebook, IG. Let's get it. Monday motivation time with your guy Beez. Congested today, so please excuse the voice, the sound. Excuse me if you see me do this a little bit. It is what it is. At least I'm safe, I'm sound. I get a little tissue here just in case I got a dab. Oh, I'm going blurry. There we go. All right. So y'all know what's up. Drop them Beez in the chat. Drop them Beez in the chat. Let's go. The theme song is playing. It's waiting for y'all. And we're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to have some fun again. My staff gets annoyed with me because I'm always changing up the topics. I have my topics on this calendar of what I'm going to talk about, but then I always end up changing it because there's other things that come up that I feel people want to hear. So I'd rather be real time. I'd rather, say right up what's good and let's, switch things up and talk about things that are relevant at the time. Let me get my playlist going as soon as the theme song is done for today. And we go into here. Here we go. So, first of all, I have to say thank you to everybody that came out to the Hive Community Networking event for entrepreneurs in South Florida. Listen, what an amazing time. What an amazing time. We had such a blast. Everybody came together. We was just networking. A lot of people came and they were like, yo, I don't really like to speak up. I'm shy, this and that, but I still came out. I was like, that's the first step. Then what did I do? My guy Van, myself, we both made sure that everybody, joined in. Everybody spoke with one another. We didn't want people just talking to themselves. We didn't want just people talking to people they already knew. We wanted everybody to interact. Sonia, Petite Designs, what's good? Thank you so much for the badge. Appreciate you. All badges on IG are going towards November to Remember charity drive that we are wrapping up. We raised about $1,000 during the Hive community event this weekend. So thank you all so much for that. And just so you know, we raised $1,000 from the people that came, but I'm going to match it. $1,000, so that's two, and my guy Van is gonna match it, so we at like about 3,000 right now, and then we're gonna continue to raise it as we go throughout the rest of until November hits. So we got roughly a month and a half basically coming, and we just gonna keep it going. So we're gonna help. It's gonna help to put smiles on the kids' faces. Kids that are in distress. That's actually the name of the charity, the main charity that we work with, Kids in Distress, KID, right? So thank you all for that. It's amazing. I appreciate everybody, and I appreciate the energy of everybody that came out because now everyone is talking about, yo, we want to collaborate. We want to meet other entrepreneurs. We want to network and build things up. I'll tell you right now, too often, I hear people say that we got to compete more. I hear people say that, yo, I ain't trying to collaborate with nobody. I ain't gonna lie, I was one of those people for a long time. I was one of those people because I felt like collaboration or partnership, that's what it was. I was mistaking it. I felt that partnership would cause too much problems. I had a lot of companies that I started earlier on that failed due to partnerships. Then eventually I got to the point where I didn't partner. I just hired instead, right? But that does not mean I don't collaborate. And that's what I had to learn over time. I learned that collaboration is different. I can collaborate with my company and somebody else's company and we build something together, right? I can collaborate with multiple people and we sharing knowledge and sharing information and we executing differently, right? So collaboration is okay. Collaboration is a secret to our success, right? One of the things that I always say, one of the things that my brother Van always says too, is that it's one thing to have someone you competing against. A boxer's in the ring, he going to compete against somebody. They fighting, right? Let me put this camera down a little bit more on this side. There we go. They in the ring, they fighting. But what happens before going into that competition? They practicing, right? But it's not practicing that really gets people better. It's sparring. When they start having sparring partners, that's not competition. That's sparring, right? I'm going to go spar with somebody that is faster than me, right? Tyson is sparring with someone that maybe faster. I don't think anybody was faster than him at the time, but someone that's faster than him, but maybe not as strong as him. So he's just sparring with him so that he can increase his speed. He goes spar with someone else that's stronger, maybe not as fast, but he needs to increase his endurance and his strength with that person. Having sparring partners is powerful. Having sparring partners is what takes us to that next level, right? So now today, like again, I just have to say thank you again because I'm telling you, I really appreciate all of the donations for the November to Remember. Again, all badges purchased in IG will go towards building up for that charity event. So thank you, everybody. What's good? I see so many people popping up. Good to see y'all on this happy Monday. Let's go. How many people used to hate Mondays? Or how many people still hate Mondays? I don't know, right? But I used to hate Mondays. It's like, oh, the weekend's over already? Why can't we have 5 days of the weekend and just 2 days of the weekday? I used to think that, right? Now, see, I told you, I'm sorry, I'm congested. Now, I love Mondays because it's the start of a new week of opportunity. This is Billa Britt. I love her right there. She's killing it. I appreciate it. She's tapping in all of the Business Builders Institute members, the roundtable members. So tonight we're going to talk about e-commerce. However, this is going to be an interesting night. I want y'all to start tapping in some people. I want y'all to start sharing this live on IG, on Instagram. On IG, on Facebook with 5 people at least. Share it with 5 people you know. Start tagging them, start sharing it, start doing whatever it takes. Get more people in here because everybody needs to hear what we're going to talk about tonight. My roundtable members, they always tell me, Stell's all the way here from London, UK. Yo, big up. That's what's up. Yo, I appreciate my international people that follow me, that tap in with me. Yeah, that mean a lot, That mean a lot because I'm speaking about general motivation, general financial literacy, but a lot of the things are unique potentially to the US. So for people to be tapping in from different countries, that means a lot to me that you rocking with me. And I think it's like late right now, like 6 hours ahead, 5 hours ahead in the UK, something like that. So I appreciate you. So let me tell you something. Let me explain Amazon FBA as part of e-commerce. Now, I've mentioned this before, so I'm just going to do it briefly at first. There's multiple types of e-commerce, multiple strategies within e-commerce. You have wholesaling. This was actually the first thing I started out. Started this with my cousin and my brother, right? Didn't work out that well. Wholesaling is cool if you make, it's midnight there. Yo, for real, I'm gonna get into it then for you, Stella. For real, I'm gonna give you some value, some gems right away before you start getting tired. So I started out in wholesaling in e-commerce. E-commerce is just when you're selling something through an electronic format. You're selling you can sell an actual product, a physical product, but it's all being done online, no storefront, right? Now, I started out in wholesaling, and what happened there was even a good thing. I was able to get products on consignment too. So that's a great thing, right? Consignment, where I don't got to pay up front. Get it for like 30 days, sell it. What I don't sell, I return plus pay off what was sold, right? But I had to do a lot of sales when it came to Amazon. Oh, hold on. Let me tag this. Let me pin this post. There we go. I had to do a lot of sales when it came to wholesaling, right? So it didn't work out that great. When we did have a big sale, a big big win, that's good. But that didn't happen all the time, and it was just grinding, trying to find people to sell large amounts to. Another type of e-commerce is retail arbitrage. Business builder Britt right there. She was big on retail arbitrage for a while. Retail arbitrage is where you may go into, a thrift store, buy some products for, $5, then go sell them for $7, $8, $9 on Amazon or something like that, right? Another good model. It works. But all of these models work. However, again, it's just a little bit too much legwork for me, right? Unless you got people going out and finding the deals, buying them, and then listing them on Amazon and sending them in and all of that for you, then it just wasn't for me. Why wasn't it for me? Anybody that follows me enough would know by now the reason it wasn't for me is because I don't want to be self-employed. I want to be a business owner. I want to have staff working for me. So I couldn't really do it that well if I had to also have people going or run in to buy things. You could potentially do it all online if you found some deals online and then have them shipped directly into Amazon and then sell. That could work too, but again, everybody searching for those deals. And online, the prices tend to be just about the same, right? You find those deals in person better. So that was retail arbitrage. Good model, but not scalable the way I wanted it. Then I got to be honest, I got to e-commerce first. Private labeling first, then eventually to drop shipping. But let me talk about drop shipping first, because what we're going to focus on tonight is private labeling. So drop shipping was really cool because it was like, I don't need any money up front. I don't got to go buy inventory. All I had to do was get a Shopify site, create my Shopify page. This could take 2 days. It could take a day, to be honest, but 2 to 3 days of finding which plugins I wanted to use and messing with the little color schemes and stuff. That's about how long the first time I set up my first Shopify site took me a week. All right. So trust me, this ain't nothing that's going to take too long. Mind you, one of my rules is that I always have a course or something that I buy into first, just to learn to learn the mistakes that someone else would make first. You know what I mean? Just give me a little bit of a head start. So I did have a course, and it still took me a week to set up my shop. Still not that long in the grand scheme. Now, again, excuse me, I'm going to be sniffling because I'm congested. Allergies is killing me. Now, I would go ahead and list a product. I was drop shipping from China. So if you're drop shipping from China, you're going to use AliExpress. AliExpress, not Alibaba, AliExpress. So when I'm using AliExpress, I would find products. How did I find products? Well, we'll talk about that when we get into private labeling because it's similar. But basically, you're looking for trending products, right? Things that are starting to really trend and build up. So now I would go ahead and say, matter of fact, if y'all see, let me tag Justin in case he is available to come in here. I'll just send that. If y'all see Justin Phillips come in, let me know because I'm not paying attention fully to the comments just yet. Now, so I was drop shipping using AliExpress on my Shopify site. I would just find products that were trending and hot, and I would calculate things like what's the shipping price, what's the cost per unit, the duration for shipping. I would use e-packet shipping option because that's what would get it there within 10, 12, 14 days max. Now I would put it on my site. I would list something on my site for $100. Just list it. I didn't have to buy it first. No buying inventory. The customer would then come. The customer would say, oh, I want to buy this for $100. I would take their $100, go fulfill it by buying it from AliExpress, and AliExpress would then send it to the customer. That's drop shipping. The problem with drop shipping that a lot of people don't realize, they're like, oh, this is much better because then I don't have to spend money on inventory. Sure, that's right. But you got to spend money on marketing because nobody knows you. Nobody knows your site. When you list something on Amazon, people are already going to Amazon looking to shop. They're looking to buy. All you got to do is manipulate the words so that you could be in the list when they're searching, and then you could get sales. You're eating off of the sales that already exists, the demand that exists. But when it's drop shipping, you ain't got no demand for your site yet. So you got to spend a lot of money on marketing. And I'll give you an example. I had a product. Was it one product? Yeah, it was one product that was selling about 20-something K a week, something like that. And everything was going good. But then I ended up, I went to China. Yeah, I went to China, as a matter of fact. And I was there for like 2 weeks, 10 days, something like that. And while I was there, I cut the marketing. I was just like, oh, it was already getting sales regularly. So I kind of let it go. And during that time, it dropped from about 20K a week. It was a little bit over 20K a week to a couple hundred a week, right? Sales just dropped because I dropped marketing. So if you let up on marketing when you're drop shipping, immediate problems. It's a good, complementary strategy to use. But if you're looking for something long-term, something that is going to, you could build into a huge brand, something that's sustainable, something that could be a 7-figure business, something that could, continue to grow, you got to go into what I'm going to talk about tonight, which is private labeling. Now, private labeling is another form of e-commerce. So let me explain private labeling. This is more sustainable. This is you building a real business. Mind you, private labeling is not a quick turnaround. You want a quick turnaround? Join the Business Builders Institute. I'll tell you some other business strategies. You can start making money within 30 days easily, right? Private labeling is not that strategy. However, in the long term, private labeling can surpass them all. Everything else you do. All right. Now let me explain. So before I get deeper into private labeling, I want to explain what some of my roundtable members and some other people that rock with me, that come on, follow me on live, that they've been telling me for the last few months. They told me that one of the things that they love about me is that I'll tell you the bad stuff about strategies, about plays. Everybody else on the internet, all these teachers, mentors, whatever, they get you hyped. They're like, yo, you should do this, you should do that. Yo, I just made $1 million a day. I just did this, I just did that. But they don't tell you the bad stuff. There's a lot of bad stuff. But the reason why they don't tell you the bad stuff is not because they're trying to be deceitful. It's not that they're trying to be deceitful. The reason why is because they just assume that you realize that as an entrepreneur, the bad stuff don't matter. I got bad shit happening all the time. It don't matter. It doesn't stop me. I continue pushing forward. That's the point of being an entrepreneur. I came live on an impromptu live on Friday, I think it was, because I was so excited about my life as an entrepreneur. As an entrepreneur, it's the only industry where you get to create these strategies that's not even regulated. Just try different plays and make money, right? Now, I want to tell you, because if somebody's going to learn something from me, I realize that not everybody is expecting all the negative. So I want to make sure you know the negative, and I appreciate that people have been commenting and telling me that they like that I'm telling them the negatives. I just hope it doesn't deter you. If you find a path that really interests you, yes, Beez is going to tell you what the negatives are about it, but don't let that be like, yo, okay, I'm not going to get into this. I'm scared of that. Don't let that happen. So let me explain. For example, I'll give you a quick example before we go into the full private labeling. Everybody sees all these cars that I got. Everybody sees the cars that we renting out, exotic cars. Everybody sees the warehouse and they're like, wow, Beez got money and cars and all of this stuff, right? But yo, in South Florida, the last 2 months have been terrible for the rental industry. But not everybody can weather the storm, right? Not everybody can handle it if they go out and get a bunch of cars and be like, yo, I'm gonna do like Beez did. I'm gonna get a bunch of cars and put it on Turo. Yo, Matty J's telling me I should do this. I'm gonna get a bunch of cars and put it on a hire car and blah, blah, blah. But did you overextend yourself? Because what happens during the moment when things go rough? Are you able to weather that storm? Do you have a plan in place? That's critical. That is critical. I'm talking about, we was having 6-figure months before in June, and then it dropped down to 5. I'm talking about the bottom of 5, even 4 figures in July and August. It was that bad. It was that bad. What I'm gonna do? I had to first identify, well, what's the reason? What's going on? We knew that COVID is one. People are renting a little bit less, traveling less. South Florida at the time was like the hot spot of COVID infections for the summer. So people weren't coming. Well, people still were freaking coming. I don't understand it. But then there was a lot of other people who was like, nah, I ain't going there. It is Florida crazy right now. On top of that, it was rainy season. My what do you call the thing? Slingshot was doing better than every other exotic car for most of the year in the beginning of the year. To the point where I almost bought like 100 slingshots to be like, yo, I'm going all in on the slingshots. Then it hit rainy season and I was like, oh shit, wait a minute. Who gonna want to rent a slingshot in Florida rainy season when it downpours like a monsoon? It may only be for like 2 hours, but you got no covering. Even if you get the, what is it called? It's called the sling cover or something like that, which is like a little roof that goes on a slingshot. Even if you get that, you still get drenched from the side, right? So you got to think about things like these. These things happen, but it don't stop me. So let's get into the private labeling now. Let's get into the private labeling. First thing I'm going to tell you, before I'm going to proceed this, I'm going to start telling you some of the bad stuff first. Because right now is one of the worst times. Elisha Monique, educator, said it rains on a slant. Exactly. It ain't raining just like this. It's raining this way. So you get drenched, right? We had some Jeeps that was like the doors was off, the top was off, all that type of stuff. And people love that stuff, but what happened when it rained? You can't put that cover up quickly unless you got the soft cover or whatever. So anyway, damn, I don't know why Facebook keeps going blurry. Sorry, y'all. Let me try and adjust the focus. There we go. Ah, man, this congestion is killing me. Anyway, so right now is one of the worst moments for e-commerce, especially if you are sourcing from China. Why does everybody source from China? Because products are cheaper. To be honest, you may not realize this, but the customer service is better from the manufacturers in China than it is from manufacturers in the US. Manufacturers in the US is like you're bothering them for some reason. It's like that's how they act when you try to contact them to source products from manufacturers in the US. It sucks, but I'm just telling you the truth, right? If I could do everything US based, sure, I'd do that too. If the cost was reasonable and the customer service was good, because then shipping is not going to be bad. And shipping times is not going to be bad, right? Divine Mother Creations go out and come back in. Oh, somebody said they can't hear me. All right. Well, I hope okay. I see everybody else says they can hear me. All right. So, right now, usually Usually, I'm sorry, there's no more than 0 to 1, sometimes 2 ships that are anchored out off the coast of California, waiting for their time to come into the port in LA port, right? There's usually no more than 0 to 1, sometimes 2. Right now, there's about 60 something. As of today, I checked. It's like 60, right? Anchored off the coast, just sitting there waiting. Why? Partially, it's my fault, I think. Why I say that? Because apparently a lot of people have been not going back to work. So my message of, hey, become an entrepreneur and, don't work for someone else. Maybe that's causing a lot of people to be like, nah, I'm done. Nah, it's not only that. But what happened during COVID is that because a lot of people are getting unemployment, like perpetually, unemployment ended up, covering more than what they were earning in money in their salary. So a lot of people was like, oh, F this, I ain't going back to work. So there's a worker shortage. The docks are empty. Not only is there a worker shortage, but there's also, because of COVID, there's more COVID rules that say, hey, you can't, not too many people in at the same time, etc. Then at the same time, because of all the delays that happened in the previous year in 2020, a lot of that's trying to catch up now, where demand is trying to catch up and order more. So now they're shipping over on larger ships, larger carrier ships. So now it's even more packed, and it takes even longer to offload them at the port. So it's a perfect storm of problems. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, shipping from China, from Ningbo, China, which is where my my main office is. That's like central China, Ningbo. And in Ningbo, from Ningbo, one container to LA was typically $4,000, $5,000, depending on the time of the year, right? Right now, that same container is $24,000 or $25,000 to ship. It's insane. So this is becoming a problem for people. So I just want to let y'all know that. But is that going to stop anybody? No. This is going to separate the weak from the strong. All right, okay. I'm giving y'all enough warnings for now. Let's get into the process of private labeling using Amazon FBA. You could private label on any platform, but Amazon FBA is the most popular, and I'll explain why. So private labeling just means that you take a product that you found that does not have a patent. You have to search for a patent too. Lifestyle Zero, how many businesses do you have? 10 right now. I closed down one. I closed down my trucking business because it didn't match my model of how I scale. Trucking is a profitable business, don't get me wrong, but it didn't match my model. So I was having a little bit of trouble continuing to have it grow. So I shut it down, sold the trucks and on. Recoup my losses, and I'm good. Came out flat. So private labeling just means you find a product. You can find it, and you can identify it in multiple ways. I have friends who will be like, oh, I love this product. I want to sell this. And I tell them, why? Because I love it, and I know other people will love it too. It's not a good reason to choose a product. We'll get into that in a second. Now, once I find a product, I've identified a product, I'm going to search if it has a patent. I'm going to look at the trademark. I'm going to do some other things for research. Then I'm going to find a manufacturer, and I'm going to create my own brand, and I'm going to trademark my brand, and I'm going to put my brand as a label on this new product, and then I'm going to ship that product into some sort of fulfillment center in order to sell that product as my own brand. That is the essence of private labeling. Now, Amazon created a program. Most people don't realize, a lot of people don't realize that when they're buying something on Amazon, 8 out of 10 times you're not buying it from Amazon. Amazon didn't create that product. Instead, it's a private labeler like me. You're buying it from me or this person or that person. Some labels and some brands have grown big. Plus, you have some big brands that also sell their stuff, Nike or whoever sells their stuff on Amazon. But 8 out of the 10 times you're buying it from someone else that's just in the Amazon marketplace, right? In that Amazon marketplace, you have two options: FBA, FBM. FBA FBM, fulfilled by Amazon, fulfilled by merchant. Those are the two options that you have when it comes to selling on Amazon. FBM means you're listing it on Amazon. You got to pay the listing price, but you don't got to pay storage price most likely. Yeah, no, definitely, because you're the merchant and you're fulfilled by merchants. So when someone buys it off of Amazon, you go ahead and ship it to that customer. That's fulfilled by merchant, FBM, right? That doesn't get Prime, right? That 2-day shipping Prime. A lot of merchants will be like, we'll still match the Prime because they know people want that 2-day shipping. People used to it. But the other option is fulfilled by Amazon, FBA. This is where Amazon is going to ship everything for you. They're going to handle everything for you. When I first started in e-commerce in 2016, I did everything right here behind my computer. I researched my product. I sourced from China. I shipped it into Amazon. I did my launch. I sold. I reordered everything from behind my computer. Amazon did everything. I didn't even see my products most of the time, except for when I had to get samples shipped to me. So we're going to get to that in a second. Now, mind you, just so y'all know, I do have a company called Seller Kai that helps e-commerce sellers. I have a company that helps entrepreneurs do everything. Trust me, because I know what I needed as an entrepreneur. So I created companies that would then help other entrepreneurs because I prefer B2B, business to business, over B2C. But anyway, we'll get into more of that another time. So the first aspect of private labeling through Amazon, FBA, is product research. Product research, now, you're going to be looking at data. Data is the most important thing that you need to remember. Data. Make decisions based off of data, not off of feelings, right? It's funny because I do know, and I do tell people that people purchase off of feelings, but you should sell off of data, right? You want to market to people's feelings to make them purchase, but you make your strategy, your business decisions on what things you're going to sell based off of data. What does that mean? I'm looking at googletrends.com or trends.google.com, right? I'm trying to see keywords of products that are starting to sell and rising in sales. I'm looking at Jungle Scout, right? I need to get an affiliate link for Jungle Scout. Why have I not done that yet? You know what? That's dumb on me. All the time I talk about Jungle Scout and tell people about it, I don't have an affiliate link to let y'all, click on it, and then I get referrals. Everybody, make sure you do that. Anything that you're talking about all the time, get an affiliate link. Because if you're going to refer somebody to it anyway, you might as well just be the middleman collecting a little bit of cash on the way. It doesn't affect the person. You're actually giving them a good recommendation, but then you also collect something from it too. Now, Jungle Scout's a great tool to help you to search sales data, research sales data on Amazon. It'll show you what products are selling the most, how much per day they're selling, which manufacturers are selling them. It just helps you to, it's a good starting point for how to search for products. Now, there's way more than this. And this is the problem that people don't think of as an entrepreneur. If we got, almost 70 people on here, I can't see how many people are on Facebook, but if everybody I tell to go use Jungle Scout and every other mentor out there in the e-commerce space is telling you to go use Jungle Scout, now you got thousands of people using Jungle Scout all getting the same information. So you don't want to only rely on Jungle Scout. That's just a starting point. After you do that starting point, you want to try some other things to validate your search results on Jungle Scout to make sure that that product is actually viable. Now, viable, let me explain how it works on Amazon. Now, this is a secret right here that I'm about to tell you. The secret to being successful on Amazon is based in data again. But the secret to being successful in Amazon is ensuring that the product that you choose to sell is having a certain amount of sales per day, and the competitors that are selling that amount per day does not have way too much, I like to say over 500 reviews. Because if you try to break in, I found this great product, it fits all of my criteria, and now I'm going to sell it, and I'm going to get into this niche. and the other top 10 sellers all have 20,000 reviews. Ain't no customer gonna look at yours, even if yours is better. They ain't gonna look at yours and be like, yeah, let me choose this one with 0 reviews. No, right? So you want to have a certain amount of reviews. You need to have a checklist of things that you're looking for when you search for products. Reviews in that niche is one of them. How difficult is it to make is another. Now, I'm telling you things that are baseline standard. Hey, let me play it as safe as possible. Selling on Amazon, FBA, using the ways that I'm teaching you right now is the best way to reduce your risk, right? However, as you get better, you need to start pushing the limits a little bit. Now you don't want to reduce your risk. For example, I would tell you first, don't buy any electronic products. Don't manufacture any electronic products, right? Why are you going to use an electronic product that might break and then it's going to cause a bad review? Reviews are everything on Amazon, right? Why am I going to source a product like glass from China so that might break in shipping? Maybe that gets to the customer somehow and then it's going to cause another bad review. So I'm going to tell you, don't choose anything that's going to break easily. Nothing with too many moving parts. Nothing too big or heavy because it's going to increase the shipping costs from China. These type of things are what you're looking at in your product evaluation, right? And the reviews, like I mentioned. And I see Business Builder Brit, she put some other ways to research sales data. Google Trends, like I mentioned. Jungle Scout, like I mentioned. Helium 10, another good one. Camel is another good one to see what the sales data has been for a specific product in China. It shows you the ranking and everything. Oh man, I need some Vicks. Sorry. So identifying this research is critical. One of the first products that I sold was what was it called? It was a mason jar solar panel light, some shit like that. So little mason jars are them little jars, right? That come with these little metal lids. And I would replace the metal lids with this other lid that had like these light LED string lights in it. And then the top of it has solar panels. So then the light, the sun would charge up the battery and people would hang these, Brit says fairy lights. Yep. People would hang these outside in the backyard or at weddings or whatever. And it just looks awesome and stuff. And it was just all a rave back then. I don't even know if it still sells like that no more. I don't sell that anymore. But that was one of my first products. It did okay, but I didn't take into account seasonality. Why? Because I started selling it in the spring, and by the fall, going into winter, it wasn't working as much because I lived in Miami, and I was like, oh, it's always sunny here. But the rest of the country wasn't so much like that. So people weren't always buying them as heavy in other states. So that was a mistake that I made. But let me tell you one of my biggest first products. I didn't even know what the hell it was because I didn't choose a product that I just wanted to sell. Hey, I really like this. No, I was looking in the data and the data made sense. And I was like, yo, what is this product? I don't even know what this is. It didn't make sense to me, but I saw the data. So I was like, let me try it. Ordered 10,000 units. It turned out to be a fidget spinner. Y'all remember fidget spinners? I got in on that early before it blew up and became oversaturated. Everybody and their mama had it and it drove the pricing down. So I got in on it early because the data told me to, not because I knew what it was and wanted to sell it, right? And it was perfect. It was small. Not too many moving parts. It didn't seem like it would break easily. It'd be lightweight in shipping. It wouldn't cost me too much shipping from China. The sales were starting to trend up. The reviews weren't too heavy. And then the first few people who I did, and this is another secret, make sure y'all taking notes on this one. Another secret is that the first few sellers that I did see with it, I was reading the reviews, and even though people were buying it nonstop, because remember I saw the sales data, the per day sales data, people were still complaining about it. They were complaining in the reviews of some of the top sellers, like, oh yeah, this is great, my kid loves it, but blank, blankety blank. So what did I do? All I did was read those reviews. I was like, oh, okay, but blankety blank blank. Let me take blankety blank blank blank, and I'm gonna fix that. So now I went to my suppliers in China and I said, hey, I want to source this product, and I want the part that spins to be stronger, and I want it to be able to spin faster, blah, blah, whatever. I don't even remember what all those fixes were. And then I said, oh, let me bundle it with a pouch to put it in, because people were saying they kept losing it. So they want a little pouch with a drawstring pouch. And then I think later on, I even bundled it with something else. Can't remember what right now. But this is how I did some of my research. Now, before we get off of product research and before we get into the phase 2. So phase 1 is product research. The key to selling on Amazon is that you want to rank for the keywords. It's all about keywords on Amazon. All about keywords on Amazon. Before I get into that, Business Builder Brit just said, be careful of the trending items unless very early on. Perfect example, fidget spinners and scratch maps. Yes, I came out of fidget spinners quickly enough to not lose out. However, that's in the beginning. Be careful of that. When you get more advanced, you want to start taking those chances with those. I took a chance. Let me tell you another big seller I had, and I'm going to get into the keyword stuff. Another big seller I had, I knew was going to be it was 2 big sellers I had. For World Cup, I had some products for the World Cup it was Russia World Cup. So what was that? World Cup just passed. That was like 2018? 2018 World Cup. I had some World Cup products. I know that was going to be seasonal, but I said, all right, I bought a huge amount, sold them off, and was good. Then I had the glasses that people could look at the sun when we had the big solar eclipse in North America. I didn't go too heavy in that. I got a bunch of them and sold them out quickly. I was probably like 15,000, 20,000 units or something like that, and sold them out quickly. And it was fortunate that I didn't go too heavy, because then there was a whole drama that happened where one seller reported other sellers for not having the right UV rating or some shit like that, some sort of compliance thing. So Amazon pulled everybody off the site. I was already almost sold out by that time anyway. So I'm telling you, good and bad shit happens. You just got to keep, going through it. All right, let's keep it going back into the keywords. When you go on Amazon and you search for screwdriver and you start looking at the list of results, when you go down to the bottom and you're like, damn, I don't see what I want, 9 out of 10 people do not click, oh, let me go to page 2. Instead, they go back to the top and say, let me type it over, red screwdriver. And now I'm looking, I still don't see what I want. I ain't gonna click to page 2. Let me go back to the top, small red screwdriver. Those are the keywords that you want to rank for. The key to success in Amazon FBA is that you rank for the words that you want to. You rank in the top 20. You want to be on that first page. You want to get the eyes of people that are searching for that product, because most of them don't go to page 2. So how are you going to do that? Well, the first way to keep in mind when you're doing product research is looking at your, that's perfect. Thank you. Oh no, that's all right. There we go. That's pinned already. Good. The perfect way to do that is that you're going to look at how much sales per day it takes to get onto that first page. Those sales per day already drew your interest. That's what led you to that product, because you found it in Jungle Scout. You were like, oh, this product is selling well per day. 20, 50 units per day. Oh, awesome. 50 units per day. I could get in on that. Then you go and you're looking at the top sellers, and you're going to say, okay, if they're selling 50 per day, I have to budget into phase 3. We're in phase 1 right now, but phase 3 is when we get to the launch phase, when we're launching our product. And when you launch your product, the only way to launch it is if you sell 50 per day also, Amazon will put you on that top page. It's easy to get to that top page. It's not easy to stay there. So how do you end up selling 50 per day if you just launch your product? Giveaways. There's actually services out there that help you with your giveaways. So now you got a budget that you could give away 50 units per day for at least 5 days, 3 to 5 days, depending on how much competition in that industry. that niche. So you got to already budget. All right, I'm ordering 1,000 units. I got to give away 50 for 3 days, 5 days, right? So I'm already at 250 that I got to give away. That's going to eat into my profit, right? This is data again. This is data that I'm using to make my decision. Am I going to get into this niche, this product? I'm looking ahead at what's the cost from China? What's the cost for me to launch? How much can I sell it per unit? What's the cost of shipping? What's this? And then all of those calculations show me my fully landed costs, plus what's the cost of marketing. You don't have to do as much marketing as you did if it was drop shipping, but Amazon has their own PPC program, pay per click platform. So you need to also budget in money for that. I know people who say, nah, I ain't gonna spend the money on PPC. Listen, you need to spend the money on the PPC. I'm telling you what needs to happen for you to be successful private labeling on Amazon. You have to spend some money on PPC. So you got to budget that in. Now you know that, okay, all of these calculations that I'm looking at. David Rollins, what's good, bro? Appreciate you. Tina Barber, what's good? All of these calculations that I'm looking at, I can now calculate my profit margin. All right, with everything that it's going to cost me, I'm only at a 30% profit margin. That also needs to be on your checklist. What is the minimum profit margin that you're willing to accept? I never go below 30% profit margin. I'm sorry, that's not true. The only time I go below a 30% profit margin is if I'm getting a supplementary product. I already got a brand. Let's say I got a brand of tools, and this is my big seller, and I got a hammer too, and that's another big seller. And then a tool belt only has a 20% profit margin, but I could bundle it with all of the other things, or I could put it as I could manipulate Amazon to put it as best sold with, or people typically buy this product with this product, so that I could get more sales and add more value. In that case, I'd be willing to get the tool belt at 20% profit margin, even though it's below my threshold, because that's not my primary product. It's an ancillary product. But my primary products never go below 30% profit margin. So you got to do all that calculation up front in order to determine, okay, am I going to go with this product? Now, I'm telling y'all right now, everything that you hear me say, you're like, damn, that's a whole lot of shit I got to take into consideration. Product research and product selection is the hardest part of this entire process. So this takes the longest part for most people. But after you do it a couple times, you start putting in systems into place. I had a specific spreadsheet when I first started. And that spreadsheet, I used to just plug in the numbers and it would tell me my profit margin because I already knew what I had to look for. So I just hired somebody that was better at spreadsheets than me to put together the spreadsheet that will calculate all of this for me. That the same calculations I was doing manually. Let me just program it into a spreadsheet, right? What was my threshold? My threshold of my profit margin that I would accept? No lower than 30% unless it was an ancillary product. Okay, so I told you keywords are critical. I need to know, can I rank for, what are the keywords? Mind you, I want to rank for screwdriver, red screwdriver, small screwdriver. How you say screwdriver in Spanish? I don't know. I can't remember. Somebody type it. I want to rank for that word too. I want to rank for toolkits with screwdriver. There's other research sites that shows you what are the related keywords to that primary keyword that you're trying to. Melvin is here. Where Melvin? Is Melvin here? Somebody said, wait, where's Melvin? I don't see Melvin. If Melvin here, what's good, Melvin? But yes, I want to rank for the primary keyword as well as all of the ancillary keywords, right? I want to rank for every single thing that I can so that I increase my chances of being Melvin. What's good, my brother? Hey, I got to text you, man. I have been on a nonstop travel and all type of things, but I'll tell you about that later. We'll talk. So I want to rank for all of these things if I'm going to start to know that my product is going to be successful. I can reduce my risk. I can calculate a reduction in risk through this process. It's one of the only businesses that you can do that in because you're looking at data, right? You're letting data make your decisions. Okay, so now there's more to the product selection, phase one. but you got the idea already. We're looking at products. We're going to look at places like Jungle Scout. We're going to look at some of the other places that Britt typed, Helium 10. Another quick thing is if you go into the Amazon bestsellers list, some people go in there and they look at the surface right at the top and be like, okay, I want to sell that. No. Start digging deeper down. Okay, bestsellers for home and garden. Okay, in home and garden, bestsellers for tools and something. In tools and something, bestsellers for toolkits. In toolkits, bestsellers for car toolkits. I don't know, I'm making up shit. And you drill deeper and deeper, and then look at those bestsellers in the deeper and deeper categories, because then it's less likely to have tons of reviews and tons of ratings and stars. Because remember, reviews are what can kill you, right? So now, I already did some of this preliminary work, looking into how much it costs from China, looking into how much it's going to cost me to launch. But now it's time to go to China. Now I got to go to China. I'm going to tell y'all the manual way of doing it, which is the way I did it first. And then you're going to see why it makes sense, why I created Seller Kai, which is my company based in China that helps to take care of all of this for you. The way that it works in China, destornillador. I never knew that was the word for screwdriver in Spanish. Destornillador. Okay. Thank you, Ria. That's what I want to rank for. Destornillador. And small, there's pequeño destornillador. Pequeñito destornillador. Anyway, in China, you're going to first go to Alibaba now. Remember I told you about AliExpress when it came to drop shipping. AliExpress lets you get small orders, 100 or less. Alibaba suppliers are not looking for 100 or less. They want you ordering 500, 1,000 or more, right? So now I'm going to Alibaba. Snake Eyes, my brother, my frat brother, my LB, what's good, fam? John Frazier, Snake Eyes himself. So now I'm going to go to Alibaba and I'm going to search for small red screwdriver. A bunch of things are going to pop up. Right? Remember, I did all my research. I already know what product I want. I also was reading the reviews of my competitors, and I also found out what things I needed to improve. One step that I forgot to tell you, well, I did tell you, but I didn't elaborate, is I also searched Google Trends and everything, right? In order to understand exactly. Good night, Anthony Mills. Appreciate you. I searched Google Trends and everything in order to understand, not Google Trends, Google Patent Office. Patent and Trade. I go to the USPTO.gov, the US Patent and Trade Office site, to search if anything had a patent. I also go to the Google patent site because it's a little bit easier to read than the USPTO one. And then I identify what are the things, does this product have any patents that I need to be wary of? I also want to file for my trademark of my brand that I created. I went to Fiverr, right? Fiverr, and I decided on my new brand name, Beez Tools. And then I created a logo. Danny Williams was good. I created a logo. And then now I submit for a trademark for my logo. It's going to take me like 6 months or so to get it. But you want to submit early for it. I'll tell you why later on. Now I'm in China. I'm going to go to Alibaba. I'm going to search for the small red screwdriver. And I'm going to get 20 different people, manufacturers that are selling it. I want to choose the ones that are actually factories and not middlemen, right? And I want the factories because I can work directly with them and instead of getting the little middleman markup. Now what I'm going to do, I got to order a sample. First of all, I'm going to send my requirements to all of them, all 20. Probably only 10 is going to reply and say that they can meet what I want, right? Out of that 10, I'm going to order 10 samples. Each of them is going to charge me $60 to $100 to send me the sample, to ship it to me to the US. It's going to take 3 to 10 days to arrive for me to look at it and make sure I look at their current quality of their screwdriver. I'm like, okay, it seems to be good. It's good. All right. It took me a while to come. Now I can make my decision. I'm going to choose you as my primary to go with, and I'm going to choose this one and that one as my backups. Always good to have backup suppliers. Now I'm going to place an order to say, hey, I want to Here's 30% down. That's the common average. 30% down on 1,000 units, right? Some people like to say, hey, I just want 500 units just to test the market first, right? Sweet Pea say, how do you know which one is a factory versus a middleman? When you're looking at their profiles, you have to research each person, each listing, and then in there you're going to see their profile, and it's going to say if you see that they sell screwdrivers plus remotes plus brushes, they're not a factory, because a factory has molds that can only produce one or two specific products in the factory. So if they're selling multiple things, they are a middleman that is getting it from multiple factories. Sometimes it's good to work with a middleman. If I'm creating a set of something that one factory can't build for me, I go to a middleman, they're going to handle all the legwork for me. So sometimes it's good to work for them, right? Do they have to apply for their international China patent before they go live with their product or IP in the US? You technically do not have to apply for that patent in China. Technically, don't have to. The only reason why is because, to be honest, China doesn't honor the patents that much. There's a lot of people that will see you got a patent, and it's more like when you have a camera up in front of your house, but it's not actually recording, but it's going to deter people. But if someone wants to break in, you'd be like, damn, I don't got the recording. Patents in China are kind of like that. It'll deter some people, but yeah, enforcing it is not the easiest. Now, this is also why my business, that's one of the services that we offer. We can help you to get the trademark and patent out there. Like I said, even though you get it, it's not going to be that great, but at least you'd have a Chinese company, because my partner is Chinese. I didn't just go set up a company by myself. It's just me alone. I partnered with a company. We merged together. So they have the Chinese license and everything. And then I took over, I invested in everything, bought other resources, bought another company and merged it all together. I handled all of the resources so that we could open up warehouses and offices out there. So because I have that Chinese local presence, we can scare them a little bit if somebody's infringing on your patent or your trademark. But please do not think it is foolproof out there, because it don't mean jack smack to them, to be honest. Still going blurry over here. Okay, another quick thing before I continue on how this process goes. Sometimes people look at 1688. It's an alternative. It's owned by the same people, by Jack Ma, right? But 1688.com is an alternative to Alibaba. If you go on 1688.com, it will be all in Chinese. You could use Google Translate as a plugin to translate the site, right? And the reason why I would even recommend going on here is because sometimes you see the exact same product listed on 1688 and listed on Alibaba, but because Alibaba is geared towards the international community, they're going to charge 5 times more, whereas 1688 is geared to the local Chinese community. They charge the real price. I use that to negotiate sometimes and say, hey, I see this product over here, and I could get it for cheaper, man. You got to work with me. And they're going to say, oh, no, that's not good quality, And I'm going to say that's not true. I already got the sample, blah, blah, blah. So I use it as leverage to discuss, right? Okay, so I already told you the process that we got. We have to evaluate multiple suppliers. We get the samples. We evaluate the samples. We put 30% down to place the order. It takes however long. You want to have a contract in place, of course. It takes however long to produce, and then you're going to get it shipped from China into Amazon, whichever warehouse is assigned to you, right? You have to create a shipping plan in order to know which warehouse is going to be assigned to you. Now, when you're doing this, before you pay that 70% balance, make sure that you get an inspection from a third-party company. Seller Kai. I told you I solved all these problems. Not only with my company, Seller Kai, not only will we find suppliers for you so you don't got to go through this whole process of, Alibaba, evaluate 20 people, try to contact them and communicate back and forth, and they don't understand me properly and all of that. We'll find them for you. We'll do all the research for you. We'll do research on their factory and their manufacturing process certifications, and then send that to you with a list. It's not always going to be the cheapest one because we're showing you the quality ones that you can trust, right? Then you can decide, okay, I want to deal with this one. And on top of that, instead of having to order 10 different samples, paying 60 to 100 for each and waiting 3 to 10 days for it to be shipped to you, you could ship all of them. You could buy 10 different samples and pay only $5, and then they ship them to my office in Ningbo or in Shenzhen. And one of my inspectors that speak good English will do a live stream evaluation with you. So now it gets to my office in 1 or 2 days instead of 3 to 10 days, and it only costs you $3 to $5 instead of 100 per, right? So it's 3 to 5 per, sent to my office. And now my inspectors will say, okay, you know, they have a little bit of a Chinese accent. And okay, I see that this one here, it's not that good. It's not that good. It breaks a little bit easy, right? You can see here, it's not holding on good. Oh, this one, you can see that the logo is not printed well, and they'll show it to you, and you can ask questions. You see what I'm saying? This is why I created this service, so that everything could be taken care of. Then when you place your order, now you're able to move quicker. Then you place your order, and you they produce it. You put your 30% down, they produce it. Now they say, okay, it's all ready. You send us, we'll go in and do a third-party inspection, take pictures. We even do a little bit of live stream so you can see it firsthand. Take pictures and videos and send it to you with a detailed report. And I'm gonna tell you right now, sometimes people get my inspector's reports and they're like, yo, your inspector said it was terrible, but I don't think it was that bad. I'm like, listen, my inspector's just there to tell you everything that could potentially be bad. They'll say, oh, there was a little bit of a nick right here, so be sure you're okay with that, you know? And you may be like, oh, that's fine. That's a small defect rate. Okay. So now we're going to leave the supply chain side, which was phase 2. Phase 1 was product research. Phase 2 is dealing with China and ordering and getting everything done. While you were waiting for your product to be produced, you started on phase 3. Before I get into that, please, everybody, you're hearing so much from me right now, and you're like, yo, it's too much. Damn, I don't know if I can do all of this. But you don't do all of it at one time. It's kind of top heavy. In the beginning, you're spending a lot of time on the product research until you start documenting your process and hiring people to do it for you, right? There you go. Then you spend a little bit of time on dealing with the supplier, even less time if you're dealing with them through Seller Kai. Now you're just waiting for the product to be produced. You're just, sitting and chilling. The savvy e-commerce seller, though, is not going to sit and chill. What they're going to do is say, okay, let me prepare my listing. That is a very key thing now. Back in the day, when I first started selling, there was a lot of listings that looked like trash. Trash. It was just a plain old listing. Maybe no image. Maybe, barely any description. People were still buying. Now people realize, the way to compete is to have a better listing. Now listings look amazing. The product pictures, the product photography is lifestyle. It's not just a picture of a screwdriver. You see bees in there screwing something, all of that. It's like amazing product photography. The caption, the copy is enticing. It's, do you have problems screwing in screws difficult that's difficult for you when you're a parent fixing your kids' Christmas gifts in the morning? Well, I have the product for you. The beautiful, blah, blah, blah. It's all of this stuff that people do in their listing, right? So now your listing needs to be perfect. Phase 3 is really 2 things, listing and launch. But you see, Britt put it together because I was kind of putting it together. But it's really listing, creating your listing, and then kind of phase 4 is launch. And there's a reason why. So creating your listing is extremely important. You got to have those keywords that you researched in the beginning. You want to put them in the back end of your platform, of your listing, so that your product starts showing up for it. Melvin said, this is great stuff. I deal heavily with China, and you definitely know what you're talking about. Experience and creating relationships is key to doing business in China. 100%. Let me stop before I go into listing. There's something in China called Guangxi, right? It's how we do business. It's like that business relationship. It's trust in business. It's hey, we can establish a partnership. Believe me, Chinese culture is about that. They want to trust you. They want to build up a relationship. It's the weirdest thing because then they go back and steal people, IP and stuff. But they really do want this. So you have to create this business relationship, this business trust with them, and then everything is amazing after that, right? And Melvin, you may have missed in the beginning, I was telling people how terrible shipping is right now from China because of delays, because of COVID, because of shortages of workers, all of this. Shipping a container that used to cost $4,000 to ship, $4,000 or $5,000 to ship is now $24,000, $25,000 to ship. But we don't let that stop us. Ni hao, he hao. This is Fa Chris Court. And how? I love this. See, people already, they know a little bit of Mandarin. Why not? Everybody learn some Mandarin. What's wrong with buying USA Blue Orchid 24? Nothing is wrong with buying USA. However, as a businessman, you have to look at numbers, at data. If I could get the same product, this product in the USA to manufacture is going to cost me $10. I'm making up a number. It costs me $10 to manufacture it, and I can sell it for $15 for $15. And it costs me $10 to manufacture and maybe another $2 to ship and one more to do PPC, right? So $13 and I can sell it for $15. The same product, exact same product in China, same quality and everything, is going to cost me $1. So it's that significant of a difference as to why people tend to go to China instead of doing most things from the US. I advocate for, if we can find a good option in the US, definitely go for it. But I'm just telling you, as a businessman, we got to make certain business decisions, right? And mind you, sometimes, like right now, shipping from China completely negates all of that, the profit you would have made anyway. So then you got to say, okay, well, I got to look to come up with another option. And that's where you're going to look more domestic. Also, dealing with US manufacturers, I don't know what it is, but it's like, sometimes it's like you're bothering them. I don't know. They treat you like, unless you're ordering 100,000 units of something, they treat you like you're not really worth it sometimes. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Whereas the Chinese manufacturers, there's a lot more of them that are willing to be like, okay, 500 units. Okay, we'll do it, right? Because they deal in bulk. Not bulk of you, but volume from multiple people. Okay. So phase 3, creating a listing, extremely important. Get a good copywriter. Put the keywords in the back. Get good product photography. Don't let me say that again. Good product photography. Get your listing ready. Then phase 4 or 3B is launching your product. And that launch is what I was telling you about. The only way to launch your product is that, he said, Ni hao Kailan. I remember that show. The only way to launch your product, to get on that first page, is to be selling the same amount per day that the people on the top 10 of that first page are selling. And the only way you're going to do that when you just launch is that you have to do giveaways. And you do these giveaways, you hopefully start getting 5-star reviews, maybe that starts bumping you up. You could get onto that first page quickly and easily. However, you cannot stay there if you don't have a good product, because once you start getting bad reviews, it'll start dropping your sales. On Facebook, somebody said, you mentioned supply chain and shipping related issues. Are there any countries remotely close that you work with on this side of the world? Yes, I started to work with Brazil. Brazil gives you certain types of products. There's a couple of other Latin American and Caribbean countries that give you certain types of products. China gives you all products. When people come to me sometimes and ask me about any textiles, I tell them that the best country for textiles is India, but you can still get good textiles in China. So China's like that one-stop shop. And I'm telling y'all right now, maybe I shouldn't give this tip, but I don't care. Nobody gonna execute the way I execute. So do with it what you will. I'm telling you right now. I had a conversation with my operations manager in China, he told me, I won't even go through the full story, but basically he told me that all of China knows that it's a cycle. US was the center of manufacturing before. China is the center of manufacturing now. They all know that Africa will be the center of manufacturing in the future. So that's why the Chinese are going to Africa and buying up everything. They told me that themselves. Trust me. So Anthony Mills, yes, there's a couple of them in Latin America that we work with, but it only depends on certain products. All right. So that's our launch now. Now here's the kicker. I've seen some people say that, okay, you could start private labeling on Amazon for just $1,000, as little as $1,000. While technically that is true. Technically, that is true. That is a gross disservice and is extremely misleading. Why? Because this business is a cash flow business. Some people think, oh, let me go get this screwdriver. I'm going to get 1,000 units, and it's my last dollar, and then I'm going to put it on there, and then when I sell it and make profit, I'll go and reorder and just keep going that way. No, because you need to reorder before you sell out. So you need to already have cash on hand. You need to have enough cash to order your first batch of inventory and your second and your third. So whatever product you're getting into, for you to be able to order, produce, ship, run PPC for 3 different inventory runs, you need at least that to start on Amazon, selling private labeling on Amazon FBA, right? You have to do product forecasting like Drew just said, all right? So that's a mistake that I see a lot of people make, is that they figure, oh, I'll only order, 20 units or something. It's going to be hard for you to find someone from Alibaba or through Selekai to order that and to customize it. When they say, oh, I want to customize it and put my logo on it, you need to be ordering 500 or more or so. When you order from AliExpress, they can send you 100 units, but most of the time it's not going to be customized. It's just going to be just how it comes, whatever the brand name is or whatever it look like, right? But if you want it to be customized and tweaked and add this and special packaging and all of that, you also pay for packaging, by the way. Then you got to go through the full private labeling method through Alibaba, or better yet, Selekai. And you have to account for multiple product orders, multiple inventory runs. You feel me? All right. Woo! I'm talking a lot. So, what did Britt say? She said, if you're wanting to get your feet wet and build capital at the same time, retail arbitrage is a great way to start on Amazon, then grow towards private labeling. Yes, that's true. Like I said, it's more work. Same with drop shipping. That's a great way to start too, and start growing. Drop shipping and retail arbitrage is not long lasting. Private labeling is. You create a brand on Amazon or wherever when you're private labeling, and that brand could last a long time, right? I know people that have gone to 9 figures in their brands selling on Amazon. I know quite a few in 8. I know tons in 7. So but it wasn't immediately, right? You have to, first of all, remember when I mentioned that y'all got to get your trademark? If you don't get your trademark and you list on Amazon, you are subject to hijackers. Hijackers can literally take some of your product and then just sell it for a higher price or whatever. And when someone comes to your listing to buy, you ever go to a site on Amazon and then it says, oh, available from 2 different sellers? You ever see that? That's because that listing got hijacked. Somebody bought the original listing owner's product and now they're selling it on the listing. Amazon allows that unless you are trademarked. If you're trademarked, then you file for Amazon's trademark registry, and then they won't allow hijackers on it. And trademarking takes like 6 months or so, 6, 8, 12 months. That's why I said that this is not a short-term game, because just getting your trademark alone is going to take a while. and then not having to deal with hijackers, and then sales growing and multiple rounds of inventory restocking, right? But when you get to Q4, like now, woo, you can make some money. Trust me. Kels, what's good, Kels? Tell us again the site you compare pricing negotiation. 1688.com. 1688.com, right? Com. Yeah. So overall, it's a long-term game, but it's one of the most powerful games, man. It is serious. Do you patent your products? You can't patent your product if other people have the exact same product. If you have something unique and to your product that you made the warehouse create a mold, right? Because I wanted this screwdriver, but I wanted to create a new screwdriver that bends and flips and some other stuff, and I created a patent for that. Yes, you could do that, but otherwise, no. I trademark my brand, not my product, but my brand, and I may have Beez tools and have multiple tools under that brand. Okay, so I don't patent that; I just trademark it. Now, going again to that whole concept of if you want to create a mold and have something custom built in China for you, here's a tip. Because of how it's so, shady over there and sketchy over there, you want to make sure that there's two options. One, I would break this, new product that I was creating into 3 parts. And I'd have one factory create one part, another factory create the other part, another factory create the other part. Then I would either send all 3 parts to Seller Kai, my company, and ask us to assemble it and package it and then ship it. Or I would send all 3 parts to the US and Seller Kai can help you with the shipping and have it in the US at my own factory. And, my people put it together and then package it and then, fulfill it. That way, not one company in China saw your entire product in order to replicate and violate your patent. Okay. So those are the options that I would do if I was going to create a patented product. But listen, while it's great if you come up with something brand new, it's great if you come up with something groundbreaking and all of that. Don't worry about if you don't have that. The data is telling you what's selling. I sold stuff that I didn't even know what it was. And I made my first $1 million selling products on Amazon. I made my next $1 million without running ads because I created Seller Kai and created a solution for other e-commerce sellers because everybody was like afraid of dealing with China. So I was like, I'll figure it out then. And I put together a solution for everything in China. This is the power of being an entrepreneur. This is the power of, let me create a solution for someone. I'm not selling a product. I'm not selling a service. I'm selling a solution. And people want those solutions. You feel me? All right. So, I feel like I've been talking a lot, and because I'm congested, oh man, I'm tired. But I just had to explain to y'all. Yes, Business Builder Brit, her perfect image. Seller Kai that's my logistics company. All right. We have offices and warehouses in China, help you with everything on the China side, help you with the patent and trademark if you wanted to do it there, and the enforcement of it, help you with shipping, help you with the samples evaluation, help you with supplier finder, where we do the background check on all of them, help you with supplier evaluations too. If you found your own supplier, but you're like, I think they jipping me, you could just bring them to us, and that's a different pricing for us to go do the investigation on them. And when we do an investigation on them, we're looking at their manufacturing process, their certification. We're looking at local complaints against them and international complaints against them. We're looking at everything deeper than what you're able to do. So that's why it's important, or why I'm telling you it's my company, but I promise you it's a value for real. Anyway, I think I'm gonna start to wrap it up right now. I gave you as much as I could about what the entire process looks like. But remember, you don't have to get overloaded at thinking about the whole process. Just focus on phase 1. That's all I'm worried about right now. Phase 1. product research, right? Okay, let me focus now. I'm finished with product research. Let me now focus on phase 2, supply chain, dealing with China, right? When you break it down like that, it makes it so much easier. And like I said, it is a top-heavy process, a lot of work up front, but then once it's launched, you're just sitting back and collecting money. Then you work at your own behest. Then it's like, yo, let me do some extra marketing. I want to increase sales. Let me do this. Let me do that. Not because you have to, but it's like, yo, I want to at that point. You feel me? So I'm going to bring on one person. I see people keep requesting. I'm going to bring on one let me see. I hope whoever's coming on live, Facebook, y'all ain't going to see this. We're going to go to commercial on Facebook while I bring somebody on live and get to ask one question. But Facebook, if you got any questions, drop it in the comment right now, and I'll answer that first. But then we're going to go to a commercial on Facebook when I bring somebody on live on IG to let y'all ask a question. Mrs. Fakris Court, thank you so much for the badge. Appreciate you. Everybody on IG, the badges are going to support our November to Remember charity drive. We're buying out an entire Walmart, all the toys for the holidays. We're going to load it up on an 18-wheeler, asking my brother Mitch Iamo again to come down with his truck. We load it up. We're going to drive it over to Kids in Distress, which is one of the charities that we work with. And Kels the Great said, what phase is leaving corporate America? That's phase now. Let's get it. I know a lot of people that tell me, yo, if you keep advocating for everybody to, not be an employee, then how are you going to have employees? There's 7.5 billion people in this world. I'm sure not every single one of them is going to do it. Anyone can be an entrepreneur. Not everybody's going to do what it takes to be an entrepreneur. So yes, all badges are going towards our November to Remember charity drive. So please, I encourage you. Thank you very much for those who have bought badges. Everybody, if you're willing to buy a badge and help support this drive, we're going to make it huge. We bought out all of Walmart, Super Walmart last year, and we're going to make it even bigger this time. All right. Okay, let's see who wants to go live. Okay, here we go. Anthony Mills, I'm going to answer this question first, and we go over there. Anthony Mills says, how many years you been at this? You seem well-versed. Do you do group trips to Asia or individual basis? Great question. Let me answer the last question first. I did do that at one point where we were, because I got my team there. I speak enough Mandarin, and my all my staff is there to coordinate everything. So we did do some trips to the Canton Fair, right? However, obviously I ain't doing that right now with COVID and shit. But the Canton Fair is a great place to go to identify new products. Mind you, the Canton Fair is the largest fair in the entire world, and that, or maybe second largest. But that fair, you don't have to only go to that. There's other fairs in China that people don't even know about. The Yiwu Fair is even better, in my opinion. I found some amazing products when I go to the Yiwu Fair. Y-I-W-U. Yiwu. Other question you said is how many years I've been at this. Here goes the thing. This is a thing right here. T Smith 84, he jumped over to here. That's what's up. Here's the thing. I left corporate America. I was working at Microsoft. I left corporate America in 2016, the end of 2016. I've only been doing this for 5 years. I made my first 7 figures in about 12 months. And I didn't start immediately in private labeling. Remember, I told you I started in wholesaling first. And then I was like, yo, this ain't working. Maybe like 3 months into it, I think. I was like, yeah, let me see what else there is in eCommerce. So in 5 years, I ended up launching 10 businesses. Well, 11 if you want to count the trucking, which I had to drop off recently. But in 5 years, in a little bit over 1 year, getting to 7 figures and completely changing my life. I didn't even know what to expect at that time. I was like, oh shit, that just says $1.2 million. Like I was looking at my PayPal account. And I was like, hold up. Like it didn't really hit me. And then from there, I just kept growing. Then I just got, and now I'm in these right circles with people where I've launched businesses that are, 7. Damn, multiple businesses, 7 figures within the first year each time. And now I have higher goals. I have friends around me that are doing $1 million days. I was like, okay, hold up. I got to do this. You know what I'm saying? I haven't done that yet. I haven't even come close to that yet. $1 million day. But I got a plan for it. Telling you right now, I got a plan for it. All right, hold up. Let me bring in. Let's see if this person is still available to come in. We'll get a question answered from somebody in the audience on IG. Facebook, y'all ain't gonna be able to see this. If they come in, Sweet Pea, I need to sit at this table. I'm telling you, that's one of my pillars of success is that you gotta buy seats at tables. You gotta be around people, surround yourself with the right people. People that I'm surrounding myself with people doing $1 million days. Hey, you there, Nita? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm good.
What's going on? I saw you requested to come live. You got a question?
Oh, okay. No, I'm just chilling. Sorry about that.
All right, no problem. I hope you're enjoying the conversation. Hope you're enjoying the information.
Yeah, thanks, hon.
All right, no problem. Hey, what I want you to do, don't just take the information, execute on it. Make something happen, okay?
Okay.
All right, see you later.
Okay.
All right, we're going to bring in one other person. Let's see. Oh, no, they gone. Okay, if anybody wants to come on live, you get one question before we're going to wrap this up. We good on Facebook, I see. No more questions. And over here, anyone in here? Hello, I met you on the Detox conference. Oh, what's good? Yo, I'm meeting so many people from that Detox conference. Thank you, Orisha, for bringing me on because I met some amazing people since that. You going to share, got one. How did you stay organized? One Life for Life said, how did I stay organized? Process. Come on, One Life for Life. Let's see. I'll bring you on here. Request to come on if you can. Wait, hold up. I think I can do it. There we go. All right, that should get you on now. Hold on. Accept the requests. Damn, I'm hot. This light.
Hey, guys.
Hey, what's good?
I'm well. Thank you. I said, let me get on this live and ask this question because I sent you DMs and I know you're super busy, right?
Yeah.
So I said, let me hop on this opportunity.
I got you.
I think it's phenomenal that you took 5 years to launch 10 businesses and they are all doing 7 figures. So that means we are all in the company we need to be.
Well, no, two are in 6 figures. 2 are in 6 figures.
Oh, come on.
And
I
one
went to earn 5.
and one is in 8. So it's not all 7. Wow. But yes, they're all doing well. Actually, my car rental business, I mean, if you want to count the assets, it's a 7-figure business, but in terms of the cash flow, that's what I look at. The revenue, it's not 7 figures yet.
I think that even one doing 7 figures is very encouraging for us. And what you share with us is really, it's really affected me in a positive way. It really changed my direction. So here's my question.
Yeah.
With all of these businesses, clearly you have beautiful children.
Thank you.
And you have, a wonderful partner. How do you stay organized and how do you stay involved so intimately with not only the moving pieces to your business, but to your family? Like, how do you keep that maintained?
I'm gonna tell you that ain't easy. Matter of fact, me and Van, you know who Van is, right? My brother that we always. Yes. Van posted. He posted this video that we did together, and I'm about to post it also, where it's exactly about that, talking about how as an entrepreneur we make time for our kids and our family. And to be honest, it's like I schedule in time for certain things. But Saturday, I had that networking event, right? And my ex told me that my oldest son was he had a basketball game and it just came up out of nowhere. I was like, fuck. Wow. And that game was supposed to start at 1 and the event was starting at 3. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go to the game, then I'm gonna go to the event. And right before going to the game, an emergency happened. And then I ended up not making it to his basketball game. And I felt terrible. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna lie. There's a lot of missteps. There's a lot of shit like, where I think I feel worse than they do though, because I speak to them regularly, and I tell the kids, I'm like, listen, Daddy's gonna be really busy right now, so give me a few months. But if you ever need anything, I'll be there for you. But you're gonna see Daddy doing a lot of different things, and they're cool with it. Now, my little son and my little girl, the twins, they'll be like, they walk around the house talking about it's bees with capital B's. And, so I involve them. I involve them in everything that's going on. I put a video out once where they set up a shop in front of my bedroom door. Like they put desks and put all their toys on it. And I walked out and they're like, okay, Daddy, we're selling toys. And I'm like, what the? So
that is awesome.
And when you think about that, it's like because they see me talking about business, see me talking about selling things. So they were like, oh, we're gonna sell something. My daughter even had a little toy that I had bought her. Or I don't even think I bought it. It may have been someone else bought it as a gift. It was a little toy cash register. So she took my credit card and swiped it, and then she was like, oh, you have to sign. I was like, sign it. So to me, I think that's the best thing. I try to involve them in everything, and I make sure that I schedule time for them because it's easy to get things get out of hand. And I'm telling you, I'm announcing it right now. I'm taking December off from being like my mentees, from creating content. I'm just focused on the kids, the family, and a little bit of strategizing for things for the next year,
Okay, I think it's well deserved. And as in, a successful entrepreneur, your businesses are basically scaled, so you don't really need to be, that close to it.
Yep.
And you have wonderful people in place. I spoke with Karen. Well, communicated with Karen over Seller Pie. She was
you did?
Kind.
Oh, cool.
She was so kind. She was really, really nice. Yeah.
Awesome.
So I'm sorry I had to come on here rough, but I wanted to get my question in.
No, great question. Thank you. What's your real name?
Charla.
It is Charla.
Me and Beyond went to high school, but I wasn't cool.
No. I'm looking at, but that wasn't your name before on IG.
No, my name before was Splurge Nation. That's my store. But I put that on pause because I really didn't want to just sell. I really wanted to create a formidable business. And you have really helped me with that.
Awesome. I'm sitting here looking like, yo, you look like this girl I know. I was like, let me wait to the end to ask you because I knew Charlotte. I knew that your name was Splurge Nation, so I didn't realize that you're this next one. Okay, what's up? Well, that's what's up. I love it.
Thank you for your time.
Anytime. Take care. Yo, that's awesome. All right. So anyway, everybody, I think we're going to go to a quick commercial break and wrap it up on Facebook while I wrap it up over here. Thank you again. Now I can say it's Charla that bought a badge there. Damn, that's crazy. You see what happened when people change their IG names? You don't even know who it is. But thank you so much. But we're going to wrap up Facebook. Let's go to commercial break to wrap up on the end on Facebook, Michael. And thank you, everybody over there. IG, once again, any last badges? I would really appreciate it because the badges are going to go towards our November to Remember charity event, which is going to be amazing. We had the news out. We had the papers out. We had entrepreneurs came from everywhere to help. People in the community came out to help. It was amazing. So I want to make this even bigger. Please come out and support. If it's not monetary support, come out and help us. Just be there with us. We want to make this a huge event. Kels, what's good? Proud Jamaicans, big up. Yo, I love it, man. I love when all of my Caribbean people, my Caribbean family come up and show. I like to show that we can do things like this. You know what I'm saying? Growing up in Jamaica and then moving to Brooklyn, New York, and then coming down to Florida and, not really knowing how the hell I'm going to make any money to be able to then do this and accomplish what I've accomplished. And I had a decent corporate career. I ain't gonna lie. I had a decent corporate career. I wasn't, screwed over. I got screwed over once when I got let go from this company where they shut down my entire department. But apart from that, I worked at Accenture, one of the top global consulting firms in the world. I worked at Microsoft, and it was a great job. It was a complacent job that had me, not wanting to leave because it was so good. But I didn't have time freedom. So I had to do this. Anthony Mills says, are all of your forums, groups, events based in the U.S.? Do you offer any in the Caribbean? I mean, right now they're based in the US, but when travel is easier to the Caribbean, where are you, Anthony? Are you in JA or no? Wait, no, is that the flag? Is that a Bahamian flag you have on there? I can't tell. I'll probably do some of that. Thank you for that suggestion. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to pour back into the Caribbean community, especially. So flying back, if there's a group out there that's hosting something and wants me to come out, I would definitely do that. Yo, oh my God, I just saw all the badges that's being purchased. Thank you so much. Chill the Barbara Lafayette. Kels the Great, thank you. Drew Romeo, thank you. C Free 2020, thank you. Business Builder Brit, thank you. Zoe Investments 203, thank you. Appreciate y'all. Joyful Journey 365, CEO Mono Chill. My brother was good. Thank you all for buying badges. Bun Life for Life already. Yes, thank you. That is a Bahamian flag. I thought so. You will do well here. Yo, Anthony, do me this then. Do me a favor then. Let's connect. If you host an event out there and want to hire me to come out there or something like that, I'll come even now. But if not, later on, I'll probably try to coordinate my own events in different locations, Bahamas, Jamaica, wherever. All right. But if somebody, wants to bring me out there because there's an event like that where they want someone that talks about entrepreneurship or financial literacy, I'm your guy. Happy to come out. All right, everybody. Much love, much respect. Oh man, I am Chief. Thank you. More badges. Cantu_limitless. Thank you. Appreciate you. Bun for Life bought another one. Kels the Great bought another one. Yo, I appreciate this. Proud Jamaican said I need to come to Jamaica. I'm planning on it. That was gonna be my first stop. Gotta come to Jamaica and talk to the people. I have some people already out there that tapping in with me already, and I just love it. Let me tell y'all a secret. Proud Jamaicans, where you at? Where you live in Jamaica? You're in Jamaica, right? Proud Jamaicans. Before I go off, yes, I'm gonna save this live. Ashley Jackson official. I will save this. Proud Jamaicans, where are you? Where in Jamaica you're from or live right now, if you're in Jamaica. And Tevin, where you at, Tevin? You on? I am Chief bought another badge. Yo, enough respect for everybody. I appreciate this. Let's build this up, man. And Proud Jamaicans, you there? They're probably gone now. Okay, well, let me tell y'all a joke. Anybody in Jamaica right now that's on live? Is anyone that's living in Jamaica right now? I'm gonna tell y'all a funny story. Win with Will. What's good? My guy. Yo, bless up. I'm only going to tell this story if I have some Jamaicans on here that will understand the story. I don't see nobody answering. Proud Jamaican gone. Tevin, you gone. All right. Well, we're going to have to do this another time. I do see 2 or 3 quick questions. He said, you either want to be self-employed or a business owner. Her perfect image said, you opened my eyes when you said you either want to be self-employed or a business owner. Game changer. I'm working easier now. The goal is a business owner. There you go. Let's get it. K, a.k.a. Candy, met me on the Detox Workshop. What's good? Drew Romeo said, how about negotiating test amounts of product before going all in with a 1,000, 5,000 MOQ? Yes, you could do that. But it's hard. It's hard when you're negotiating. Some of them don't want to do it nowadays. S Daily 948 said that you are a yardie, but are you living in Jamaica right now? All right, so I'll just tell the quick story for y'all. A lot of y'all don't know who I am, but you probably have heard of ATI weekend, right? Anybody on live ever heard of ATI weekend? Anybody ever heard of ATI weekend in Jamaica? Let's see if S Daily 498 says yes or no. Right now they probably know Dream Weekend and them things, but all right, Shashana Hart says yes. So let me tell you who I am, just in case you don't know or did know. Back in the 90s, in 1990s, during like Independence Weekend in Jamaica, y'all said no, you never heard of ATI weekend in Jamaica? Appleton Temptation Isle or Dream Weekend, more recent? back in the 90s, everybody in Jamaica used to go to like to Ochi for independence, right? And we had a close friend that passed driving home. So we stopped going back to Ochi. And then my brother, my cousin, all of my crew, we went to Negril because we were like, yeah, we're just not going back to Ochi. So we went to Negril, and it was just us, really, a few of us and things. And then we ended up making a little, good times, good little party. So we decided to throw a party the next year. And that was Wild Sides. If you ever heard of Wild Sides. Then after throwing Wild Sides, other friends, other promoters decided to come out there too and started to throw parties at the same weekend. So now everybody started shifting from going to Ochi to going in the grill for Independence Weekend, right? Turned out it became this big, huge thing, one of the biggest weekends in the Caribbean, which was ATI Weekend. Eventually, there was some competition with Dream Weekend, and then ATI kind of faded out and things. But yeah, I'm at the start of that. So for me, it's all about, like, I want to make sure that I go back and tell my people how you can make money, how you can build a life, right? More than what we thought we could do, right? So we could leave the country, small island and thing, but still come here and make a big impact, all right? So anyway, that's all I really wanted to say. I'll talk more about that another time. But much love to everybody. Make sure you execute and make sure you're setting goals. Make sure you're making things happen. Surround yourself with the right people and get seats at tables and keep building, y'all. Let's go. Michael, we out over here. Let's go to commercial IG. I see y'all. Thank you, everybody, again for all of the great badges and support. Have a great week.